Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Endless Legends Symbiosis, where first of all, worth noting, the deal did change slightly during the save and reload. We now have to give him 10 grass silk instead of a very small amount of dust in order for the deal to work out the same, but I think it's still pretty good and I think we're going to take it. I'm curious about the symbiosis effect, but mostly what I'm thinking here is that even if the symbiosis effect is complete garbage, Daromard as a city, we would get all of the resources from all of the exploited tiles. Daromard as a city is still going to feed a significant number of total resources into the Empire over the course of the game, and it is reducing the population of Red's Empire, and it is reducing their ability to project force a little bit. It is potentially giving us a way to meet with Purple, which is valuable, I think, and the reason that we can't overgrow the stuff in this area, although we can overgrow the stuff in this area, despite not being able to see it, is because we can't just overgrow things that are in other players' territory. So once we have control of Daromard, we'll be able to overgrow one of these ruins, and thus, and also that one, that's interesting, and thus be able to move our units around the world a lot more freely. So yeah, I think we're taking this deal. I think this is a good idea. Plus, I am curious what the symbiosis effect will be. So, tribes and tribute. 100% cost reduction on minor faction assimilation, and +2 influence on main city per pacified village on Empire. Okay, I think that pacified village includes overgrown villages, so this will be a fair amount of influence for us. The fact that minor faction assimilation is free probably will have no effect at all. The cost of that is really completely irrelevant beyond the very, very early game where you're extremely influence starved. So yeah, that part doesn't really do anything, but the influence gain is interesting. That could maybe help us out with our Empire plans a little bit. Because right, the assimilation influence cost is very small, and it's something you only pay once most of the time. In some games it's beneficial to jump around between minor factions, but not usually. Alright, so if we're looking at... okay, we're done with that. What else are we doing here? Well, oh, right, military. I did redesign our units a little bit, so you can see pretty basic stuff. I threw titanium claws on the shamblers and glass steel weapons for the other designs, just because we're not bringing in a lot of either resource, and I didn't think we could afford to have our whole army run on one of them. And I elected to go for wands over the quarterstaff, because the slowdown effect is fine, but that's really it. It's just fine. And we're going to probably be dealing with a pretty large force of enemies that are probably mostly going to be weaker than our troops when we attack Pink, which is totally the plan, and we'll talk about that in a moment. And so I thought that lowering their attack by a considerable amount would make our small elite army more survivable, and we have pretty good health regen. Thanks to the fungal bloom regen. So if our units can just survive battle, they can be ready to fight again very quickly. So it seemed to me like lowering enemy attack is probably pretty strong. Lowering their movement seems non-ideal, especially since like player units tend to have improved movement, so while you are reducing their movement by more when you hit them with a 50% move reduction, you also have to be within 3 tiles of them to fire that attack off in the first place. It's a lot more powerful against units that are only going to have 2 points of movement, because you can make it so they can't reach you. But units that have 3 or 4 or more points will still be able to hit you after the slowdown, unless you're blocking them with stuff, and if you're blocking them with stuff, they already can't reach you. So we're just going to let the Shamblers and their snare ability try to take care of that, and, you know, intelligent positioning of our units and stuff. I really do wish this tooltip was better. This doesn't tell us the duration of the debuff, or whether it applies on attacks and counterattacks, or just attacks. I'm going to assume that it's the latter, because that's how most things work. So their low initiative might be a problem in that sense, but it combines well with the sweep strike back on the claws, and even if we can't get any snares off, we can just block people the way we usually block people, with our bodies, and then also get some good sweep strike backs going. So, let's build some military units. I think we probably are going to want a couple of shamblers just to complete the first army. We have 2 Epitanes down here, right? Yes. 2 Epitanes that are going to need to meet up. And then, honestly, I think the next thing we should build is probably a second army. Let's start with the Epitanes because they'll be more useful as reinforcement troops immediately. And we'll build like one-ended. I don't know that we necessarily actually need these guys. They're certainly less good at the heavy infantry role than Shamblers are, but I don't know. I just want to have one of them around to give our army a little versatility. He can do some things that the Shamblers can't because of his flying movement. Be very useful. Okay, so in order to move our faction quest forward, we must search this ruin in Mandara and fight the Ardent Mage army that spawns out of it. So I would really like to have Specialized Polyp 9S meet up with our army. I think the plan is going to be something like we just run over here, merge up the Shamblers that are going to be finished very quickly here, come and meet us as well, and we just knock this out. Are there any Eclipse ruins that we can actually search left? There's one way down here. This one's blocked by manual labor. This one's blocked by our faction quest. Like, would you make it all the way down there? It would take a lot of turns. I don't have faith that the Eclipse will be that long. And his reassignment cooldown is not available, right? Right. Yeah, okay. We'll just meet up and merge the old-fashioned way then. Alright, with that I think we're ready to move... Oh no, hold on. We're not ready to move on. We gotta make sure that our people are assigned appropriately. So I think we want to just really pump out these military units. But I also think maybe we want to assign enough people to food to actually get that birth next turn, and then assign everybody, including the one extra guy, to industry. Yeah, that seems pretty sensible. Okay, let's go for it. Right? Am I missing... Oh, yeah, I was going to overgrow some ruins over here, and we totally still are, but next turn, after we've gotten the extra citizen. And we may not be that far from the part of the game where it makes sense to build the husbandry center and then just like really food-focused people. We definitely got to get our military up and running first. Pink is afraid of us right now, and we want to take advantage of that before they become unafraid. Okay, 85 dust is helpful. Let's run over here a little bit more. Alright, so we'll be able to actually merge up next turn. We finished our Shambler. And I am going to have him meet up, but he is going to go claim this for us first. Because otherwise we probably won't get it. 20 grass silk. Okay. I would much rather have had dust, but 20 grass silk is like 120 dust. That's pretty good, actually. Trying to think, is there a reason for me not to sell it yet? And we don't really need the dust right this second, I suppose. Oh, we are going to have to retrofit these guys, which is going to cost 276. Okay, so that's actually almost exactly enough dust to get that done. Okay, we really want to get back into friendly territory, which we can do with everybody next turn. Ozek the Chosen has leveled up, and we are definitely headed toward Inspirational Leader. We'll probably pick up Cold Operator after a single point of Inspirational Leader. It is likely that the winter effect here is going to be minus 25% dust on cities, but even without this, just -1 food, -1 dust on each terrain tile that has those things is a pretty significant loss to us. We are exploiting a lot of tiles. That's a lot of minus food. So Cold Operator would probably be worth it to cut that noise out, even if there weren't any additional winter effects accumulating. What's up with that Urkan? Did he get... Okay, he has not been conquered. He's really far away from us, though. It'd be very inconvenient for us to go over there and fight him. Okay, and let's assign everybody over to industry to get the troops done as quickly as possible and get the overgrowth flowing on this ruin, and I don't know that it matters which one of these two we do. Okay, but that'll give us some good mobility. We're still plus 51 food in the city, so we are still growing even with those two up. Okay. Alright, and we are not too far from being able to move our faction quest forward. We're getting that going really quickly. I don't know exactly what my intent is for victory condition yet. It could be military. But the victory conditions that come from winning the quest are totally potentially on the table here. Alright, so let's sell those off. And that's not quite enough to take our retrofit. There we go. This one Shambler also needs to merge up with us. This one will meet him over here, I guess. Okay, I don't know exactly what's going to come out of this ruin, but I know that I feel pretty ready for it now. Okay, Fakir did in fact get conquered by the necrophages. That's a shame, and a second Urkan has emerged. Okay, that's very interesting. I don't know that it is... Is that a thing we could actually fight? His combat stats are good, but they're not super high. The lice have a lot of attack and a lot of damage, but they'll die in a single hit from 9S. I don't know. Maybe we could take that, actually. What resource does it want? Would love 30 Titan bones. Well, that's a problem. Yeah, oh well, I guess. We might end up having to put some people on dust for a little while. Let's just go ahead and queue Empire Mint. We probably should get Empire Mint. And then after that, it's like fairly likely to be meritocratic promotion, right? And so once we've moved this along, we probably will attack Pink. I guess I'm giving them a lot of time to shore up the city strength, and also to shore up their military in general. But if we're thinking that either a building victory or a wonder victory or a quest victory might be feasible for us, we really do want to roll our faction quest along as quickly as possible. Plus, I'm just curious what's at the end of it, you know? That is a thing that we need to know eventually. Hi, Blue. What's up? Can't help but notice that you're all in my territory without my permission. Without even asking, really. Hey, merge. Okay, there we go. Next turn, turn after. There is a Swift Conflux there. But I guess if the Eclipse is still happening next turn, we could grab this and then make the rest of the move in one turn, probably. And I'm not going to run these units out just yet. We'll leave them in the city for now, generating XP for Ozek. We'll have them jump out of the city when it's time to attack Pink. And the spices have ended. That is a shame. Can we get more? It would be 3 more spices to keep the booster running. The earlier we fire it, the more likely it is we'll get 10 full turns of value before winter. And there is exactly enough spices on the market to do the thing. How much glass steel would I have to sell for this? Maybe it's best I don't do it this turn, because it would be really expensive. Oh wow, titanium's like super valuable. Okay, maybe it wouldn't be that expensive to put this together. Is 2 enough? 19... 2 doesn't quite get us there. Okay. We'll go ahead and run the spices, and we might have to just put some people on dust for a little while. But we'll have our military mostly assembled by the time we have to do that. Okay, let's see if the if the Eclipse is 1 more turn or not. More turns of Eclipse also probably means more time before winter, which would be welcome. Okay, more Eclipse. No, we still don't quite make it in 1 turn, but we'll be so much faster after we search it next turn, assuming that the Eclipse continues. Okay, influence on anomalies has returned to normal, but we're doing very well on influence. Oh, hi, Pink. Pink has a whole big army over here. What are they doing? So his units are fine. These rumblers are pretty big. Golem riders have like actual damage values. Huh. Did he build that entire army after telling me he was scared of us? Because that army is totally sufficient to defend him from us, I think. What's his hero look like? Okay, his hero is pretty base stats. That is a weak hero. I'm like, 9S is very powerful, but the rest of our units are only okay. Like, I don't think that this faction has great units in general, certainly not like necrophage level or anything. Alright, we definitely have to move some people over onto influence to stop the bleeding. We only really need to remain positive for the moment. Okay, well, we'll keep an eye on them. They want to run over here and fight us, they can. I think what they're doing is going after Chaka, which potentially presents us with an interesting opportunity. We might be able to let them claim Chaka and then run in after them and steal him. Yep, plus 50 life on all units. Seems pretty good. Nope, they've run over here to attack me. Oh, because they had a second army of 6 units that they can use to fight Chaka. Why on earth were they pretending to be scared of me? That's a weird move. Well, we certainly need our alchemy workshop. We also need one more person on dust, apparently. Okay, well, I guess let's fight them. So their cavalry are faster than my shamblers, but other than that, we have a pretty significant initiative advantage here. You know, if we could damage their armies significantly, maybe we can just overwhelm them. Golem riders are fast. They're fast enough that, like, even if we had slowdown available, we can't slow them down an amount that's meaningful because we have to get within range of their slowed down movement to hit them with slowdown. So we don't really have a way of preventing the Golem riders from doing whatever they want to do. In fact, that's kind of true with all of these units. So I think my plan is going to be... we'll just try to play, like, all the way on the edge of the map here. Have you... yeah, move forward and crack that guy. You hit him. And... Epitanes will move to, like, here? We gotta hack through these rumblers, right? Oh, the Stone Sentinels actually do more damage. Maybe we want to stay back at... I guess we are operating at maximum range here. Just trying to keep my ranged units as safe from their cavalry as possible. A lot of this is going to be about our hero. Our hero just being very, very good at fighting people. Alright, so we've got those guys stuck to the ground now. But yeah, we're definitely in, like, some very real danger here. So we need to... move up into these forest positions, even though we're definitely going to get hit in them. You can have this guy stop his movement. He's already rooted. Attack him instead. Yeah, and we'll kill the one cavalry. So we're getting through them. And we're controlling their movement. I do wish they would attempt to melee attack my hero more. Obviously, that would be pretty cool. Actually, gonna have this guy move out of the forest, because the fact that this dude's rooted doesn't really help us that much if he can just turn and punch me. You focus on him, you reapply the root here. So we are probably not going to kill this guy this turn. It's going to rely on actually dealing damage with the Shambler. Okay, and Sweep Strike Back actually caused that Shambler to kill both of those guys. I'm surprised that their cavalry unit attacked the Shambler instead of the ranged unit. Step over here and kill him. Okay, reroute, and it's looking pretty good for us, actually. Especially considering that we have reinforcements coming. He's do 160. Yes. Our hero's so good. What a really extremely good combat unit. Alright, so the question is, do I want to step over... I think I do. I think I want to step over here and just have at their hero. This guy deals more damage. I guess we can try to finish him off. And since he's rooted, we don't have to let him play at all. I'll make sure everybody has explicit movement orders so they don't go next to him. If we're not really thinking we want to attack him, we just avoid him entirely this turn. How are you still alive? Alright, we are unfortunately going to have to fight this guy this turn, though. So we're going to lose a unit. They're going to lose almost everything. And we haven't spent our action point yet, so we get to... if this guy does survive this attack, so their hero last stands, we can just finish the job. Okay, that was, like, really bad for them. That was maybe the worst possible play attacking us, it turns out. So you guys just stand way over here and hide. Alright, hard to imagine we don't have this under control, right? Let's run right in front of that guy. You two are good exactly where you are. Please do not participate. Actually, maybe I'm doing this wrong. Maybe we should go like that. And have these two attack the hero. Yeah, I don't know what I'm thinking. This is definitely right. Okay, no big surprise there. Okay, we'll get a little bit of health regen. It's possible that it's no longer a good idea for us to take on this quest army. You guys are not going to be able to get anywhere near reinforcement range, right? Ugh, especially not with these guys right here. You know, we should probably just fight these guys, though. Because I don't want this unit running around here, and it'll give us some XP on Ozek. We probably don't have to manual this, but let's just make sure nothing really silly happens. You guys could probably afford to start, like, up where the actual combat is. It will not have very good access to us here. A little bit of that chain lightning. He has to run around and fight the governor, which is just really bad news for him. Yeah, that's the end of that then. Yep, I think withdrawing was probably the right play for him, but he was just very doomed. Okay, that's only going to be like, yeah, 4 XP. But hey, it's still 4 XP, right? So the question is, do I even want to attack this turn? Or would I rather... You know, I'm not actually going to be in reinforcement range next turn either, am I? Let's see, the battle area goes 3 spaces back, and then I think out, in is how it's drawn. So if we're right here, I believe we will be in... Well, we're not going to get attacked from the direction of the ruin, though. They're going to spawn somewhere else. So yeah, this army's not going to be in reinforcement range next turn anyway. But maybe we do want to just, like, take a moment and get some regen and stuff here. This army has only 4 points of movement, so they can't run forward and attack us. Yeah, okay, I think that's probably right. And we really do want to stay positive on dust, please. Just take a moment and heal here. Alright, I think this is the right move for them. Oh hey, purple. Interesting. Purple has an army all the way over here. And their army all the way over here is probably going to attack me. So tired of all the AI, like, super focusing on the player. It does get a little frustrating from time to time. Okay, so we've met purple. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe this does connect. Maybe they're just going after the Urkan. Their units are considerably better. Is this? Oh no! Somebody's disposing one of... Okay, yeah. That was going to happen eventually. That will only hang around for a couple more turns. That's alright. We'll rebuild it after we do some work on pink. So if we declare right now, or if we attack right now, if we search the ruin, they'll spawn in one of the tiles adjacent to the ruin. They'll attack us from here, where it would be like 1, 2, 3, out, in. Yeah, so we don't get the reinforcements, or they'll attack us from right here, where the battle extends out 4 rows of tiles in each direction, and we would not get the reinforcements. So maybe we just wait one more turn. I know that we're sitting around doing nothing, but we're also regenning, and that is important. Definitely getting a little bit nervous about all of these other players' armies in the area. Hoping that maybe purple and pink will clash over Chaka. Would be really nice. So yeah, we'll run these guys in and then we'll hit the quest. And back home, what will we do now? We're a couple of turns off of being able to do the Empire Mint. If we were to move everybody on to science out of curiosity, we could get it down to 2 turns. How many people do we have to leave on science for it to be 2 turns? Looks like almost nobody. 1. It takes 1 person to make it 2 turns. Alright, well that's probably worth doing. We should get that up quickly. And then... like, the canal system only improves our industry during the summer, but it's summer right now, and it'll be summer for another couple of moments here. Let's, I suppose, get that done, and then maybe it's just build more military units? Or maybe it's build the husbandry center and get back on... get over on foods so that we can really push our population. We don't want to build the husbandry center if we're not getting on food, like, immediately afterward. Because, obviously, it does literally nothing if you don't have people on food. We don't want to be paying extra upkeep. Maybe it would be better to, since we're a little unsure, better to just grab more territory, build out toward the life tree. Actually, I like that quite a bit. And then if we move some people back to industry, could we maybe collapse that into a single turn build? No, but we can get it closer at least. Okay, I am content with that distribution of people. Okay, the eclipse ends, which doesn't really have too much of an effect on us. Alright, let's search it. And we've spawned... oh, that's not actually that big of an army. That's not that dangerous at all. Alright, they'll come to us so we don't have to spend our action point. We're in a Cold War, yet still you respond to our acts of aggression? How dare you? Would we like peace with purple? Sure, actually. Living space tension. Yeah, I'll take peace with purple, I'm fine with that. We should probably, like, have some idea, like, what's going on in the world right now. Okay, purple's at war with red and at peace with pink. Blue's not at war with anybody, no big surprise. Green's not at war with anybody, okay. So yeah, we'll deal with that in just a moment. Over here, do we want to start building more military units? Like, should I be overgrowing more resource extractors? I'm a little nervous about overgrowing strategic deposits that are far from us. Even like this far away is hard enough to defend, because they do get burned down really quickly. They're not like the villages or the ruins. Speaking of which, how are we doing on 2 turns? Okay. We do need more strategic income. Possibly. Maybe we do. I don't know. I don't actually know if that's true. But we also need to produce more population. Yeah. Alright. Let's focus on getting the husbandry center done. Once we have the husbandry center, we'll keep building military units, but we'll move people over to food. Yeah, okay. We have enough industry coming in from the megapole and everything that we don't need to keep people on industry at all times. So let's deal with this battle. I didn't actually look at the stats of these units, but they can't be that good. 72 damage each. Okay, yeah, they're not amazing. We definitely can win this fight. We probably can win this fight without losing anything. We probably can win this fight without losing anything without the reinforcements, even, potentially. How much movement do you have? 3 points? I'm going to keep the wounded units pretty far back. How do we want to do this? I do not have a total initiative advantage. We should definitely use our hero to attack one of the melee units. Yeah, alright. They will be able to get an attack in on our healthy Epitane if they want to. We can't stop that from being true. But it will just be the one. Okay, that guy got himself rooted, which is pretty great. We'll just have our hero attack here. You guys can back off. And the ranged units can all attack this guy because he's rooted, and he can't retaliate. We can have this guy come up here, just in case. Should our hero not quite be able to finish the job. Okay, well that was not that bad. Okay, that's the same. We didn't really need a separate notification for that, thank you. Probably what happened is that army moved away and then started tearing it down again afterward. So we've gained the Testament of the Urkans, a cryptic tome offering half-truths and speculations on the great Urkan beasts. Costly investigations will need to be performed before this becomes useful knowledge. Wow, minus 30% science and minus 30% food, huh? That is a costly investigation. The Vaulter Fallen have been avenged, in part. Paresh Zima, a woman from the line of the Butcher, is dead. I can feel the collective's condemnation. The Mykara don't understand. This is justice. An unexpected boon. Zima carried an ancient tome on the Urkans. Wouldn't it be even sweeter to complete our vengeance with their instrument of our slaughter? I guess, yeah, there's a poetic justice to that. Also, an atrocity. But something tells me that this character doesn't care so much about that. I still feel the Mykara's disapproval, but I also feel their acceptance. Every day our union grows stronger. My thoughts entangle with the collective's, such that I'm sometimes unsure where my mind ends and the Mykara's begins. Calmed, I follow threads of meditations deeper and deeper into the distant past. I witness that the Mykara and the Urkans have clashed many times over the ages. The cycle is always the same. The Urkans emerge from the heart of Auriga and wander the land, wreaking havoc on the fledgling cultures they encounter. Before they can strike a terminal blow, though, The Mykara rise up from the depths and pacify the beasts. For time immemorial, the Mykara have been the Urkan's keepers, and now the Urkans rise again, the Mykara rise likewise. I wonder how many souls like myself have been merged into the collective over the millennia. Within the collective's memories, I find no impression of such spirits. Either I haven't reached deep enough into the Mykara's recollections, or the psyches of these individuals have blended so intimately that they've become untraceable. Will this be my fate too? Almost certainly, right? From that well, another thought springs. Observing from a vantage point that spans the ages, my own vendetta against the mages feels petty, inconsequential. With the Urkans breaking the crust and roaming the lands once again, I must focus my will on a greater matter than revenge. I will prepare a Mykara hero. With the Urkans returned, it is time to work in harmony with the Mykara. Even if it weakens us, we must study the ancient tome and gain dominance over the great beasts. That sounds pretty okay. So equip a hero with the Testament and have them govern the city for 8 turns. Does not have to be a Mykara hero, thankfully. Okay. Did it cost Adamantian to equip? Yeah. 5 Adamantian, huh? Well, we could get that for about 250 dust, which we do not have. So maybe we actually want to focus as hard as possible on dust for a little while, which means that the Husbandry Center is not a priority, once again. Not until the moment we need it, basically. And I'm a little torn between moving toward Chaka in an attempt to take advantage of other players damaging Chaka badly to capture him, or just moving on Pink. I'm a little worried that if we head toward Chaka, all of the AI armies will just attack me instead. In fact, I think that's very likely. So probably we should just head toward Pink. And we may want to do it in kind of a roundabout way here so that we don't constantly get hung up on these armies. We could just kill them for XP, we probably should, but I don't know if it should be right this second. Because obviously I want to be as healthy as possible. So next turn, 2 turns for the blooms. And it's going to take a little while to generate all the dust we need, isn't it? Oh well, nothing for it. Gonna be how it is. We do get to build an Empire Mint this turn, which will help. Purple would love it if I would declare war on Red. They'd give me not even all the Adamantian I need. Get out of here with this. Let's definitely get Inspirational Leader. We may just complete Inspirational Leader. We'll probably, if we get another level up before winter, or even just before the end of winter, we'll probably take Cold Operator for the extra food. Otherwise, we'll focus on Inspirational Leader and get Cold Operator at some point in the future. Alright, so Blue has walled us off entirely from Red. That does make me a little nervous about Blue, but we can deal with them if we have to. And here's another great big 6-unit army from Pink. So actually Pink had all of the units in the world and should not have been afraid of us, or at least had the ability to produce effectively infinite units as soon as they wanted to. They would like me to declare war on Pink in exchange for the Adamantian. Now see, that's interesting, because we were already going to do that. Together, let us declare war on the Empire. Yeah, together? I don't see a declaration of war from you. I mean, we're going to do the declaration anyway, right? I think we probably want meritocratic promotion at this point. Yeah, we're going to do the declaration anyway. This not only saves me the influence, but also gives me the Adamantian we need to move our faction quest forward. Yeah, let's do it. Let's take this. Alright. And then Purple declared war on me? What? Why? Also, wasn't that very expensive? That was probably quite a lot of influence they just spent there. Oh, I guess they're going to take Daramard. Well, we have the teleporter almost finished. That's actually very annoying, though. We paid three technologies for this city. The good news is, as far as I'm aware, you always get the trait. Like, you keep the trait once you've done the symbiosis. So if we lose the city, we'll still be getting all of the extra influence, which is nice. How exactly do I want to approach this? So they have a golem camp here, and a golem camp in construction up there. Remember that that is a place where they can garrison units. So they could potentially have up to, like, probably 6 units here. So I'd really like to attack the city from an angle where that's not going to be included. If we did it from right here, 3 out in, out in. Actually, I believe that would still be in the range. What about from here? Okay, if we attack this city from that tile, I believe we won't have to deal with that golem camp, and this one's not built yet. So let's try to make it around over there. We do need to build this Empire Mint, not actually optional, but we also definitely need to get back on industry because we got to pump out a whole lot of military units really quickly here. At least as quickly as we can. Alright, and I guess let's equip Ozek the Chosen with the stupid book. As much as that sucks, we do want to keep our faction quest moving. And I think it's going pretty quickly. Let's pin this so that we have the timer running. Oh, I'm just, like, hemorrhaging dust. It's actually really bad. Alright, well, it's a good thing we took the big version of the Empire plan that included the extra dust from citizens. And our overgrowths are complete, and we need to actually keep an eye on this over here. We also haven't actually searched the ruins over here, so, like, the first unit we teleport over here will have some immediate value. What we need to do is put a full army in Daramard and just leave it there, I guess. It's not really something I'm looking forward to. Alright, so we can reach that next turn. What is this quest? Give these guys 8 titanium? Yeah, that's probably not happening. Okay, they don't have any units except the militia here. Nope, that's a lie. Get another... Oh, it's 6. 6 titanium for a Shambler, not 5. Okay, well, let's get an ended into the queue, and then... Do we want to produce some more overgrowths anywhere? Or, like, there's also this island, which looks like it's maybe been undiscovered and could have some stuff on it worth taking over. Maybe we should send 1 unit through to there. I guess if I send 1 unit through to there, though, it's just going to get killed by all the minor faction armies that have been spawning there the whole game. Yeah, we'll go and explore that, but it'll have to wait until after the war. These guys... Hard to know exactly what they're going to do. Scaffolding is still up. So this is still not built. It definitely has no units in it right now. If we attack from this side... I don't think this army is actually in position to participate yet. But yeah, if we just go really quickly at the beginning of the turn, provided there are no other enemy armies around besides this guy, it shouldn't be too hard for us to conquer this city in one go, and then we'll hold it if we can. Yeah, alright. Once we have control of this, we can regrow the spice extractors, but we have to hold the city. Yeah, I gotta say, I'm a little surprised at how extremely huge and good their army is, considering how recently they were terrified of us. Try to move these armies in. Hey, you have orders, buddy. Like, electing not to follow them. Alright, Just do it. I brought all the units. Oh, the other city is in reinforcement range. Well, it doesn't have much in its garrison. That's good to know. Oh no, sorry. This is the city of Etmis. Yeah, Herkuf's reinforcements. This is Herkuf over here. Okay, so we might be able to take 2 cities relatively quickly. Chaka has been conquered by the other 11 units that they have out here. Well, maybe we'll get lucky and they'll bring Chaka back over here to participate in the war that will allow, in a way that will allow us to conquer it. So I think this is the right order for these units to come in. So we are going to have to fight through 130 points of fortification on each extra thing. But remember, we don't have to let them just run in here willy-nilly. We can get some control over the reinforcement panels. And we only actually have to kill the units from the from the actual city garrison to claim the city this way, I believe. So we can't quite reach that reinforcement panel, which sucks. Yeah, I'm going to have two units over here trying to attack this guy, so that even if Mykara runs forward and attacks one of them, the other one still locks up the reinforcement panel. I'm going to plan to have this guy attack like that, so that he can take on the other reinforcement panel next turn. And yeah, aside from that, it really is like everybody attack this dude here. I guess you should just run to there. For your sake, it'd probably be best you do like that. It is a lot of extra damage to do, 130 points of fortification, but... Okay, extremely annoying. Okay, we've got one of those bound up, and this guy can't move now. So, we can have this same dude just run over here and block that reinforcement space, which is cool. All of our ranged units can focus on this hero. You can attack that guy, and you will almost certainly just get attacked by the hero, but I should still... Like, if the hero doesn't attack me, I should still try to run forward. I guess I don't need to block the reinforcement space, though. We got it under control. Yeah, okay. Kaniche is all torn up. Alright, doing a job of blocking my reinforcement space. Okay, so it hopefully will only take one of you to get this job done. I'm going to not have my hero attack there. I think we probably have this under control now, and we can just bash them up as they leave the as they enter the reinforcement space. If we're careful about this, we can probably even do this without losing any more units. So, like, you should only attack things that the hero has attacked, so that they're, but you probably shouldn't attack this turn, because the hero's likely to kill his target. You also could probably... You should definitely not move anymore. You're done. You are not fighting anybody. We have all of the Epitanes coming in. Yeah, this is fine. Epitanes will just continue running forward. We'll have a great big morale ball of doom here. Our units don't actually do very much damage when they attack, sadly. But enough low damage attacks still adds up. Oh, I told him to move to a space that got filled. Yep. What is that? These are all just militia. Okay, I for real. Oof. Alright, go over here and attack the thing that the hero attacked, at least. We'll have all of the ranged units focus on the other one, if possible. Because the hero's pretty good at his job. He's gonna get it done. Okay, they get one more unit in. It's just another militia. So the bad news here is that they're going to get all their militia back in the other city. There's not really anything I can do about that. You know what? Just back off. Just don't even risk your beautiful planty hide. What we probably want to do here is have all the ranged units attack here if they can, so that the hero can absorb the brunt of this guy's attack. Wow, 72. Hey, they're actually doing some real damage with all of this extra morale. Yeah, the hero's attack is mostly going to be wasted because it's going to be capped at the amount of fortification there is there. But he does get to absorb the thing's counterattack. Alright. So for some reason, Etmus is not mine. I guess it must have been the case that Herkuf's army came in as reinforcements first? I guess they do have the power to do that. Alright, blue is just disposing of my fungal blooms in the open. I believe they don't do that if you're at peace with them. I can't initiate peace. I don't have the diplomatic technology for that. Well, that's a very annoying thing for them to be doing right at this moment. Unfortunately, not something I can really do anything about. Alright, so we'll just initiate the same exact attack on this coming turn. I mean, they'll have fewer points of fortification. We can see they actually don't have any units in that golem camp, so Herkuf is actually going to fall immediately, which is great, because Herkuf's huge, and it has 2 anomalies in its exploitation area, and yeah, this is going to be really good for us. Okay, well, let us just move forward to the next turn then. I don't think there's anything else we need to do. I don't want to move people around in the city. After we get that ended up, I'd probably like another Shambler, because we're going to lose some Shamblers pretty soon, probably. So Herkuf's going to get its whole garrison back, because we're not, the city's not under siege. But this battle's just going to be us against those 3 militia, which is pretty good. Okay, as always, let the hero lead the way. I'm going to have these 2 Shamblers stand all the way back outside of combat. Okay. It's not too complicated from there. Oh, nice. They managed to exactly remove his fortification. That's pretty good for us. So one of these guys will probably lose all of their fortification to the hero. Alright, you attack here, everybody else attack there. Seems like a pretty good play. We really are, like, riding very, very hard on our hero's incredible combat prowess. So unfortunately, we won't have the movement necessary to make it over to the other city. We don't... Well, you know what? Maybe we will. Because if we can get the into siege mode on that city, it won't regenerate its militia, and we'll be able to just take it without a fight. And then all of those pink units that went to fight Chaka are going to come back, and we're going to have to deal with that. Oh, apparently they're already back. Somehow. That's quite a... Nope. Nope. The army of 6 that we saw here is not one of those. They just have all of the world's units. Well... The good news is they attacked us in such a way that we're going to get Lioneth as reinforcements. And in fact, we're going to make Lioneth second. Because the militia, obviously, we could afford to lose all of them and it would be totally cool. And there's a lot of... Man, there's a lot of actually reasonably good cavalry troops in this army. We could just retreat as well. We only lose half the health on these Epitanes. No, we should fight this. We should fight this. Is there anything else we want to do first? No, not really. Okay, let's do it. So they're starting almost all of their units extremely far away. They're just going to let me have all of my reinforcements, which I really appreciate. So what do they have? They have 6 move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... So they can't move any further forward than this first line of trees. Unfortunately, that means that we can't move at all. This guy's going to get killed, whatever he is. Well, actually, he's only going to get attacked twice. He might not die, but he definitely won't be able to move very much. Ozek the Chosen doesn't actually have great combat stats. And he's probably going to get locked in place, right? Like, the challenge is, which of these things is going to run over here into range? You go first. You go second. 2 of them are going to attack here, and the others are going to run toward us. And we actually have to figure out which ones are going to run toward us. I'm going to guess that this guy, not being in the first 2 and not being close to that unit, is going to run in our direction. So let's have all of our units target him. And you don't actually get... you definitely will not get to choose a target. What am I doing? We go first. Man, I'm just not even thinking. I'm looking at the initiative line the whole time. And just not even thinking about what it actually means. Okay, so this is happening. Right, the fact that we go before they do means that we do get to free the reinforcement spot first, which is good. Okay. So we want to try to clear out the cavalry, but we can't. I mean, like, a lot of this is going to come down to how they want to fight it, right? They have a really huge army. Like, ridiculously huge. Alright, so Ozek the Chosen is wounded and will have to be brought back. Here comes Specialized Polyp 9S. I'm trying to figure out what do I think the move is here? I guess just fall all the way back into the corner. They're gonna have to fight my militia now, which is gonna be better for us. The 9S is here, and he's going to carve some dudes up. He doesn't have infinite health, though. Oof, my militia are not great. Alright, try to take that guy down. Yeah, this thing where they get to have a huge number of like really good cavalry right on our border all of a sudden is a serious problem for us. We're gonna have to figure out how to solve this. Why would you choose to attack the high health one? I mean, I'm not gonna get to choose targets with this guy probably, but if I did get to choose, that's who I would want to kill. Man, all the zeros and everything. This is really not working out. So my units just don't want to fight. Alright, well you two should be able to handle him pretty easily. We'll try to fall back, and like so many of them have run so far over here. Maybe we can keep this one Epatane alive. Yep, 0 damage, and they have just enough movement to always hit me. Okay, that was a shockingly effective attack from an army, from a player that supposedly didn't have any military units not that long ago. Okay, so we have to rehire Ozek, or we have to pay dust to restore Ozek the Chosen since he was wounded there. And there's no way we're going to be able to get peace from them now, because now they think they're winning the war because they won one battle. Oh! Maybe not? I think Pink is just very confused about their place in the world. Listen, I'll let you off the hook if you just want to... What is happening here? Why is this being allowed? Okay, hold on. Let's actually... What do I actually want? I do want Dust Refinery. And we do want Smelting Station. We get, like, Diplomat's Manse and... How much are we through? We're most of the way through Meritocratic Promotion already. What is going on with you? Oh, Red did declare war on him. Red didn't make the declaration part of the deal. But the deal is he thinks this is going to go really badly because he thinks Red's going to show up and just devour him, which I don't think is very likely, personally. But I would love it if we could get Reaping Station out of this deal as well. Maybe I just put something else on the table. Because we're not going to make any more progress in this war. Not anymore. But if we can take a truce so he can't destroy the city we took from him, we'll still get the assimilation. Or we'll still get the symbiosis. And now we can use what little army we have left, plus the army that we're going to build, to defend Daramard from purple. Yeah, this is... Even in a situation where he's like afraid of having to fight two people at the same time, it's crazy to me that he's this willing to go for peace. And we're going to take it, obviously. That pushes us into the next era, because that's a whole lot of technologies. We have discovered... There are 2 sources of palladium in Daramard. That's pretty cool. We're going to build a whole bunch of extractors here, so we're definitely going to slow down our food output. What are we getting from them anyway? Keepers of the Flame. Plus 10% damage on volcanic tiles. Perfect prediction of the dust eclipse. That's neat. Plus 10% damage on volcanic tiles is actually probably going to be pretty relevant. I think we're going to end up between pink and purple. We're going to end up fighting on volcanic tiles quite a lot over the course of the game. Probably. Yeah, okay. Well... This is not how I saw this war going, but I'm pretty happy with the outcome. So, let's get... How do I want to do this? We definitely need to teleport some troops around. We can go exploring on that little island with some of our troops, and we can defend Daramard with some of our troops. We need to get a whole lot of extractors going. How are we doing on food? We're pretty far from our next berth anyway. Definitely need Dust Refinery. If I moved everybody back over to Industry, 2 turns to the Dust Refinery, it's probably worth it to get Ozek back as quickly as possible. All right, so we'll use our tunnels for stuff, and then I'm just gonna have a whole bunch of overgrowths running for a second here. I mean, like, it's not totally ideal. Talking about a lot of food lost for a moment, but I really want to get all these strategic extractors up. That and that. That puts us at -13 food, which is not enough to lose a person in the amount of time that it will take for these to come up. Okay, so we temporarily stop all growth in order to rebuild these, which will not be disruptible by Pink anymore. I don't think he can. I don't think he can attack these while we're in truce. It's possible that we still could have gotten Hercuff off of him, but I think the penalty for continuing the war would have been pretty severe. And he's probably at some point going to wake up to the fact that he's actually quite powerful and stop making deals as though he isn't. And I would like to have made all my deals with him before that happens. So that was a weird episode. Not exactly what I thought was going to occur there. But that is going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time, tomorrow, to see exactly what we can make of this weird new situation we're in. And we'll see you then.